This creepypasta is called Observe and Resolve. There's an abandoned mental hospital at the top of a hill in Worcester, Massachusetts. Once every 5 years, an old, rusty box spring appears within the courtyard of the hospital. If you can sneak inside and sleep through the night on the bed, in the morning a man with a shirt that reads Observe and Absolve will take out his wallet and give you a picture. This picture will show how you will die. If the picture is of the man standing before you, running will not help. This creepypasta is called The Medic. In the winter of 1944, with overtaxed supply lines in the Ardennes, a medic in the German army had completely run out of plasma, bandages, and antiseptic. During one particular bad round of mortar fire, his encampment was a bloodbath. Those who survived claimed to have heard amidst screams and barked commands of their lieutenant, someone cackling with almost girlish glee. The medic had made his rounds during the fire in almost complete darkness, as he had so many times before, but never had he been this short on supplies. No matter, he would do his duty. He had always prided himself on his resourcefulness. The bombardment moved to the other ends of the line, and most men dropped off to sleep in the dark. Still, hours of the morning, New Year's Day of 1945, they awoke at the first light with screams. They discovered that their bandages were not typical bandages at all, but hunks and strips of human flesh. Several men have been given fresh blood transfusions, yet there have been no blood supplies available. Each treated man was almost completely covered head to toe with the maroon stain of blood. The medic was found sitting on an ammunition tin, staring off into space. When one man approached him and tapped him on the shoulder, his tunic fell off to reveal that large patches of his skin, muscle, and sinew had been stripped from his torso, and his body was almost completely dried of blood. In one hand was a scalpel, and in another, a blood transfusion vial. None of the men treated for wounds that night in that camp saw the end of January 1945. This creepypasta is called Lights in the Distance. A young man suffering from insomnia was trying to fall asleep one night. After many minutes, he was still awake as it got more and more late. He turned on his side and looked out the window, noticing two street lights in the distance. He rested his eyes on them and soon fell asleep. The next night, he found himself once again kept awake by his sleep disorder. Remembering the remedy he tried the night before, he turned to his side and looked out the window for two street lights. He found them and once again fell asleep peacefully. The next night, his sleeping troubles were back, but he simply looked out the window for the street lights and rested his eyes on them. Tonight they were flickering every few seconds, and he assumed that the bulbs would soon burn out, and his eyes began to fall shut. The lights finally burnt out. He woke up in the morning refreshed. As he got up, he looked out the window towards the street lights, hoping someone would come fix them. However, as he looked, he noticed something odd. There weren't street lights there. He leaned closer to the window to double check, but still the street lights were nowhere to be found. Then he looked down and noticed small claw marks on the windowsill, as if something was perched there. His insomnia got worse. Okay, so hopefully you all enjoyed this little video. I had fun making this little creepypasta grab bag since, instead of just doing like a 1-minute creepypasta, I decided to throw them all together. So hopefully you all enjoyed this as well. If you guys did enjoy it, please leave a like, and if you want to subscribe for more content, feel free. I try to post 3 times a week, but I recently have been trying to put more effort into my videos, so hopefully you guys can see kind of it paying off, hopefully. Please consider using code GOONS at GamerSubs.gg. It's code GOONS. I'm not sponsored, but I will gladly take one. But if I keep telling people to go check them out, maybe they'll give me a code one day. But outside that, I don't have anything else to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. As you guys are. Bye, everyone.